except Allah. This is the Shahada, means this is the message of Tawheed, the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we mentioned this many times, that Tawheed, oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most important part of our Aqidah. If you look at the message of all messengers, all the time, not 1, 2, 3, all the time, from Adam alayhi salam, ila Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, or to our beloved Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. The basic message of all these prophets is the message of Tawheed. Al-Qawl means not only just to say it or recite it. Al-Qawl means to believe it. Means having a faith that there is no worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and should not associate anyone with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for any act of worship. Without this, your iman will not be completed. And the opposite of Tawheed is shirk, means associating anyone with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in any form, associating anyone with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is shirk. So the Prophet ﷺ says that the highest level of iman, the highest rank of iman, and the highest branch of iman is to believe in the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and not associating anyone with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So La ilaha illallah is covered everything. And then وَأَدْنَهَا إِمَاتَةُ الْأَذَىٰ عَنِ الطَّرِيقِ. And the lowest branch of the faith is what he say, to remove which is harmful from the path. So the people are walking and you see something is harmful for someone, just to remove it. Anything which is harmful, you remove it, thinking that this might harm someone. So this, the Prophet ﷺ, this is part of iman as well. This is the branch of iman. فَأَدْنَهَا إِمَاتَةُ الْأَذَىٰ عَنِ الطَّرِيقِ. And then the Prophet ﷺ says in the same hadith, وَالْحَيَاءُ شُعْبَةٌ مِنَ الْإِيمَانِ. Modesty is part of iman. So now when you look at all these hadiths together, al-haya'u min al-iman, wal-haya'u khairul kullu, wal-haya'u shu'batun min al-iman, you can understand how the Prophet ﷺ emphasized on this modesty. And in fact, there is another hadith, al-haya'u wal-imanu qurana'u jami'an. Modesty and what? And faith, belief. He said, they are connected together. They work together. They always join. فَإِذَا رُفِعَ أَحَدُهُمَا رُفِعَ الْأُخْرَى. When you miss one of them, you miss the other. Means these two things are connected with each other, working together. One is what? Modesty, and one is faith and belief. He said, means the believer you will not find a believer who is on the highest rank of belief and the highest rank of iman and faith, but he don't have this quality. And if you see someone don't have this quality, then this is a sign that the person is on the lowest level of iman. And if the person completely don't have this, then he don't have any traces of iman. So they are working together. So with these two together, with one you can see very easily the other part. With the modesty you can see how much the level of the iman and the faith. And with the faith, the highest rank of faith, you can understand easily that this person is definitely having the highest level of modesty. And we observe in our daily life, the people, those who have strong faith, they always have this piety and modesty, part of their character. And the people, those who are very weak in their faith, you always see modesty is not their concern at all. Whether it is in the garment, whether it is in their talk, whether it is in their action, whether it is in their lifestyle, the modesty will not be concerned of those who don't have this highest level of faith. And then you will see many other munkirat, the result of not having this one thing. Why the modesty is very important. The definition of modesty, if you understand, وَإِنْقِبَادُ النَّفْسِ عَنِ الْقَبَاحِ وَتَرْكِهَا. That the modesty itself, the quality of the modesty, it prevents a person from things not appropriate for him. So something which is not appropriate for you, something which is not right for you, something which is not good for you, you are preventing it. This is the meaning of the modesty itself. So now what is the criteria something is not appropriate for you? What is the criteria? Then the criteria itself is your deen. Criteria is your own religion. Criteria is on your own faith. So how something is not permitted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you get involved in it, you think it is appropriate for me. You are challenging Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly. Something forbidden by His beloved Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, and you are committing it. So how you have the haya? You don't have any level of haya. The reason which is according to His beloved Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam is not appropriate for you, and you are involved in it and still think labas. No worries, nothing going to happen. So you are challenging directly the wisdom of His beloved Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. يَتْرُ عَلِيهِمْ آيَاتِهِ وَيُزَكِّهِمْ وَيُعَلِّمُهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةِ. Look at the status of Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, the job of alayhi salatu wasalam, the duty of alayhi salatu wasalam, that he purify you, he teach you whatever is good for you, whatever is beneficial for you, he prevent you from whatever is harmful to you. So this was the duty prescribed in Quran by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The tilawatul ayat, the tazkiyah, the inner self purity. يُعَلِّمْهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةِ, the teaching of book, and not only the book, but the wisdom at the same time. The power of judgment. He said, this is the duty of my Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. So now with all the wisdom of alayhi salam, all the teaching of alayhi salam, and all the basic messages which is taken from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then he said something is good for you, something is bad for you, something is permissible for you, something is not permissible for you. If you challenge the authority of alayhi salatu wasalam, then how you can say that I am preventing, this person is preventing from something which is not appropriate? No, you have challenged the wisdom of alayhi salatu wasalam. You have challenged the command of alayhi salatu wasalam. So you can understand very easily that the definition itself tells you that if you have faith, you will always have this modesty, you will always have this haya, and this haya, this quality will prevent you from anything which is not appropriate for you. And that's why the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam says, only these few hadiths today I mentioned very briefly to understand. لِكُلِّ دِينٍ خُلُقًا وَخُلُقُ الْإِسْلَامِ الْحَيَاةِ. For every religion there is a characteristic. With the characteristic you can recognize. So you can say like a signboard you have for something. So you can recognize very easily. It's a sign for something. So which tell you, when you enter the shop, there are so many things, but outside one beautiful sign will tell you. When you say this is a grocery shop, now you know what the people are saying, what the person is selling inside. Is appliances. You know what is there, what you are looking for. And then you can say it is a medical, is a pharmacy. So this one word tells you everything. Or yes, the pharmacy, one word, but tells you everything in the shop. Appliances, one word tells you everything in the shop. Grocery, one word tells you everything in the shop. The same. So there are some signs which tells you everything. With this one word you can recognize very easily where you are, whether what you are getting something, what you are looking for, or what you are in need. Said, لِكُلِّ دِينٍ خُلُقًا وَخُلُقِ الْإِسْلَامِ الْحَيَاةِ. For every religion there is a characteristic. You can recognize it. He said, the recognition of Islam is this modesty. If you see someone is modest, if you see someone have this quality, so this is a sign that you are dealing with right person. And if person have this, then in words, in dealing, in businesses, in relation, in company, in everything he will benefit from this person. The reason, al-haya, this one word tells you everything, the whole personality of this person. how easily the person is prescribed by the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. If someone claimed he believe in Islam, but he don't have this quality, he is right in his claim or wrong? It is a false claim. You don't have the characteristic of Islam and then you are claiming. So these are very important things we have to understand, and we have to teach to our children, to our people. Even Imam Ibn Jawzi rahmatullahi ta'ala alayh, in Ibn Qayyim al-Jawzi, he mentioned that there are 10 different group of this modesty, 10 different levels, 10 different kinds. I won't be able to mention to explain all of them, but he was saying that there are variety of this in a different areas. He said one is the modesty haya'ul jinaya, the modesty and shamefulness of committing a crime. So this is always, this haya'ul jinaya is an area when you are committing a sin, this part of the modesty stop you to commit a sin. This is called haya'ul jinaya. The second, he said, haya'ul taqsir, the deficiency. He said, this is a part when prevent you from this very specific area. The other thing is haya'ul ijlal, regarding the magnificence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you have the haiba, the ijlal of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is a specific area when you have the jalal of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your mind, prevents you from doing something wrong. Then is haya'ul karam, the hospitality. He said, this is the other level of the modesty, the hospitality. Say, in this area, when you are showing the modesty, in this area, it is called haya'ul karam. And there is the other area of haya'ul hishma, the personal matters. Haya'u istisgharu li nafsihi, min as-sighar, al-istisgharu li nafsihi, to humbleness. He said the humbleness itself is the area of the modesty. And then haya'ul muhabba, that when you show the modesty out of love. Haya'ul ubudiyya, when you show the modesty out of regarding the worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then they say haya'ul izzati wa sharaf, the modesty related to nobility and honor. Then he say haya'un li nafsihi min nafsihi, sometimes you feel shame of your own self to do something. He say you say if you don't look at about any other aspect of it, haya'un li nafsihi min nafsi, sometimes you feel that you feel shy from your own self to do something. He said this is also the level of haya. And with all these different level of haya, the message is only one thing, that without modesty your iman will not be completed. Without modesty your character will not be completed. And that's why they say al-haya'u min al-hayat, from life. Al-haya'u min al-hayat, the root word of haya is from life. Al-hayat, hayat means life. And he said why the haya is called haya. If you look at the root word of haya, this say because this character give life to your manners. When haya is derived from the hayat, from the life, this character give life to your manner. This character give life to your personality. This character give life to your identity. This character give life to your heart. This character give life to your inner self. When you have this character, you have life in your inner self. You have life in your heart. You have life in your mind. You have life in your manner. You have life in your character. But if you don't have this quality, then you don't have life in all these things. So you say when you look at the root words, actually the life of your every single manner and character based on this modesty. And bear in your mind, modesty is not only related to clothes, modesty related to the complete aspect, the various aspects of your life. Modesty is not only what you are wearing, modesty is what you are speaking, what you are talking, your language, modesty in your thoughts, modesty in your talk, modesty in your walk, modesty in your lifestyle, modesty in your action, modesty in your dealing, in everything, modesty is required. Unfortunately, we just concluded the modesty to only just some dress codes, and if we see someone, so no, is a wider subject. It covers various aspects of our life. So may Allah give us tawfiq to understand the exact meaning of this modesty and shyness and haya, and give us tawfiq to complete our iman with this beautiful characteristic of Islam. Wa akhiru da'wana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alamin.